deck profile for Vanguard.
Armageddon.
Yeah, we actually have a deck built that we want to talk about.
Kind of.
Sort of.
I mean, anyone's probably seen it and done it to death, but you know what?
You know what?
Some of you live under rocks.
Well, clearly. That's why we're doing this. So, without further ado, Shaladin Vengers. The Shalaventers, if you will.
Where everything works like a well-oiled machine. Each individual card is balanced, but when you mash it all together, oh God, what's happening?
Because this is the point where nothing saw that thing that was almost completely balanced cards, all in one deck.
You will never find a moment when you don't have counterblasts to use.
Yeah, and then this came around and it was like, oh my God, it's so balanced, it's broken. Because it's so balanced.
Well, you wonder why a lot of these cards go for so much.
Well, I guess we'll start with your starter and go up.
You mean my two?
Yep, two of them. Frontline
This is
Adventure
an
Clubs.
option because it gives you something to fetch with Dark Bond. That's not a trigger, although I don't really mind grabbing draws with her because they don't do anything anyway.
They just get gobbled up.
Back check it and call it. Counterblast 2, get a blaster dark. That's what this is. And that's okay sometimes. I mean, if you really need it, I usually draw him.
Or it could be counter 1 if you have a Doreen.
The only trigger lineup they can play, well, the only one they should play because
Exactly.
stands don't work with this asshole.
It's very truth. Well, I guess it's enough of the zero talk. Let's go to grade 1s. We already mentioned the Dark Bond Trumpeter.
Don't mind the horseman. He's just there until I find something to take out for him.
It's fine because easy 21k lanes with grade 2 Masquerade if you need to at the last second. 2 counterblasts, sometimes you don't spend nearly enough, especially if you're hitting heals like crazy. Then you just got all sorts of extra leeway.
I see.
Counterblasts are not a factor for this deck.
Not really.
Then
Because of this
Doreen.
just gross card.
Only a rare.
Yeah, Blaster Dark is called to his column, unflip one. So, or both.
Exactly.
Basically, Counterblast 1 blows something up.
Oh no, I only have one counter.
Unflip, or recruit anything you fucking want with Tar2 over
Or
here.
that. Options the card is basically what we're trying to say here. Perfect guards.
2. All you need.
Not nearly enough, but you know what?
It suffices.
It's whatever. It's,
All we have for now, I haven't really had any trouble getting at least one of the 2 in a game, and I mean the deck ends games really quick. So
Yeah, with most
it's not
games,
like
you only
need
have
to-
enough time to drop the one for the power play.
like we say, gotta go fast.
This can
I love
especially
Dick King.
because it can always maintain any kind of field you want between this and all of the bullshittery. These making easy columns at any given time.
Speaking of which, this guy, Transient Revenger, Masquerade.
Everybody loves their grade 1 10k attackers.
Especially this, because you drop it in front of Colossus for a 15k lane until turn 3. Then you tag Colossus out for Blaster Dark on the other side, and it's like, well then.
And everyone just loves their solo 10k swing every turn 2.
Bully rear guards.
And Masquerade is a good sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, something's gotta go.
Something's gotta give. Well, I guess we should go to one of the main stars.
Dirty.
Not a game.
I have a talk.
It's not a game unless there's 4 Blaster Dark Revengers on the field.
You run out of these so easily too. Like, if the deck could play 8 of them, you probably would.
Masquerade, we don't need you. Sorry.
One day, Elliot. One day.
One day, Legion within Revengers, so you send all of these back. And the shindigs continue.
Alright, Tar2.
Counterblast 2. Shadow Paladin Vanguard, any grade 1 or less Revenger to here column.
Better than what was her face? From
Yeah.
Hey,
Any Shadow Paladin to her column.
her role is
which
just to shuffle the triggers back up the deck. Now you get more triggers and better things.
True.
There you go. And let's go read part 2.
Yep. 12k swing.
Yep.
Obviously gets in there when everyone's riding 7k grade 1s and 9k grade 2s and he's making 19k lanes. Mid-game does not exist. Unless you open balls and like you only have one open counterblast and you don't really do anything on turn 2. That's okay because it just kind of snowballs after that anyway.
And then the bosses.
You're always needed. Break ride.
No, did it the Phantom.
Counterblast
Ashley.
1.
Plus 10k to the Vanguard and
Search
call.
deck for any grade 2 or less Shadow Paladin, period. So you can play that in any deck and just do completely batshit insane things.
Give it a 5k buff.
You can tech Blaster Dark Spirit or Nimane.
Ashley
really
cries
want
every time.
You could. I'm gonna ride my freaking Phantom Blaster Dragon on top of this thing. Bah!
Listen,
Monster.
why not Phantom Blaster Overlord? That'd make
That's
more
2.
sense.
Oh god.
That ain't
This
cool.
is probably the all-around best break ride in the game, even as far as Japan is concerned, because
Even better than that Mega Colony that locks a Vanguard.
yes, because everyone's gonna break ride and then rearrange their whole field somehow,
Somehow.
because they always do. Silver Thorns, Jewing, Bermuda, Jewing. Everything hates Mega Colony so much that Cyclomatooth is just not even a thing.
Everyone hates bugs.
Insect Repellent.
And then they're not allowed to get the best things ever. But they already have the best thing
You can
ever.
you can chain ride Mordreds on Mordreds if you want to and keep cranking out superpowered guys. They're not going to hold up very long when all their intercepts are dying and they're getting swung at for 21k on both sides because you're usually going to hit a trigger.
And the boss.
The expensive cards.
Raging Foam Dragon.
Surprisingly, it didn't take us that long to get these.
Rabid Foam Dragon.
Rabid Foam Dragon.
Because really, he's probably the most dirty thing, even though he is also appropriately costed, all things considered. After he attacks the Vanguard,
Doesn't matter if it hits or not.
yeah, you
It
can
really-
let it break, you can sack 3 Revengers, write a copy of him from the hand, and
Plus
gain
10.
10k.
It really puts into perspective how far gone the game went for a while. Because by being just so balanced, just so, where it should be, it's made everything else go like, oh my god, I can't keep up with this.
Because nothing has
'Cause
big
nothing-
games
yeah.
except these guys. at
Yeah,
the moment.
exactly. And, well, that's why my point is, I mean, my god, Live Brace, why do you do this?
Not only the Persona plus 10,000, Counterblast 1 plus 3,000.
When it
F you,
attacks.
cross rides.
So you can hit any cross ride you want, or
Oh,
you make a 21k lane.
But with that
on
being
first
said,
attack.
Sisters do have a pretty good mid-game. In fact, that is their game.
Yeah.
It is mid-game.
Especially after the next Extra Visitor.
Yep. It will be mid-game, the clan.
Well, yeah, here you're giving up 4 cards to force out 4 cards,
Hopefully triggers.
and maybe gain an extra couple of.
And if not, if you push them really far in the mid game, which happened to me today, you're gonna have to no guard at 4. Hope you don't crit, and then you gotta drop 20 on the Persona ride.
Yeah, it did really well today in the tournament.
Well, Elliot did
Like-
quad trigger.
One time, it was the most dirty thing. And I didn't even need a single one of them. It was that overkill.
I think I've once. I attacked. Twin drive was crit draw. I'm like, okay. Persona ride, attack.
Shield draw.
Heal draw. I'm like, okay, I got my cards back. And
I,
both draws drew perfect cards. I'm like, okay, I'm fine.
when Jewel Knights landed in Booster 10, I really liked them because they had a good team dynamic. They were a lot like this. And then these came along and took that dynamic one step further, you've got like all these good interactions, the vanilla beats to just accelerate the game, and it all sets up for the huge ass fuckery that is this combo. Because this on this, and having this second copy forces out like 9 cards because Blaster Dark is a thing.
This is pretty much like the epitome of efficiency and teamwork.
Yep.
And it'll be a gold stamp until we say goodbye to LB.
I think they're gonna survive even into that era.
Just like Tsukuyomi's did?
What is... I don't even need limit break, I'm just going to do whatever I want.
Tsukuyomi survived during Block 2 until they restricted.
Until they weren't.
This will survive in the face of Legion because it's just as quick as they are.
Yeah, and if not, limit break is just the...
Then the Kageros get one, and then it's like, it's all snowver for everybody. Because restanding Legion for 3 cards in hand.
Let's be real, Kai's gonna get the restander.
Yeah.
Royal Paladins get to party hard.
Does that mean Bruegel gets the party hard again?
No.
Oh.
But I definitely think they'll still at least be quite a usable deck even then. But such as the way metagame works.
Still tops in Japan. Doesn't give a shit about Link Joker.
No one gives a crap about them anymore.
All the people who've dropped so much money on Link Joker, well,
Link Joker was around for all of about 2 months before they started making stuff to kill Link Joker.
It's like Booster 13, unbeatable, except during extremely heinous, imbalance.
Right.
And then Booster 14, let's see, have more restanders, have unlock. Like,
That's where it started.
Oh, with like the promo unlockers?
Minerva.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That stuff.
Then set 15, have even more restanders, and even a guy in the reverse group that can also be anti-Link Joker. And then set 16 is we don't need a field normally
22K lane center.
without boosts.
Or retiring your shit for Counterblast 1, because I don't know if you know this, but Link Joker crumbles when they lose like 2 rear guards.
It's like Link Joker was like doomed to fail as soon as they
intentionally built it up as this big crisis,
and then
only to dash it away.
It's almost like they were so scared of it existing that they needed to make sure that it didn't get too far, because they didn't want it, the format to be completely dominated by exclusively them. So they just immediately killed them.
Kagero make it so they can't fucking guard. And if you ever fire off Novel Vague's Limit Break,
Well,
Chaos Breaker just lost.
and even if they don't, they still have a good chance of losing anyway, just because of that whole, you don't get any triggers during my turn. I hope you have fun with that.
Enjoy my Tom-ness, which can totally become 16K with Art Pick.
Yeah, so, but not a fun time with Link Jokers, but at least Revengers will still be able to have fun well into the new block. Until they don't anymore because Legion gets too strong.
Except there's still going to be more Link Joker in Legion.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the boss is going to be, the boss of those 4, whoever they are, is going to be the guy using Link Joker. Like, secretly in league with them, or something like that.
Oh, the E4 just has, like, reverse use.
Yeah, the E4 being controlled by the champion, if you will.
Everyone wants them to be subordinates of Aichi.
Aichi, true villain.
He chose these 4 people to stop Kai because if he comes back, there's going to be some sort of imbalance in the universe.
Why? We know Aichi said himself that the Link Joker evil left him.
I don't know.
So it's like he clearly doesn't have that anymore.
I think it's just like he's going to have to be forced to fight him, and I choose reverse. So we get an Azel reverse.
No.
You're not allowed to use it.
Gold Paladin final boss would be pretty swag though.
It would be, but Link Joker, why did you even bother showing up? But yeah, so this is the deck. Basically, the most straight up deck of Revengers you'll see, since it's the first set, obviously. It'll probably be mostly like this for a while too, until
I get my cross break
Booster
red.
15, but that just provides you with an alternate deck. 2 alternate decks, in fact, because you can play a Desperate Dragon as a super retire heavy thingamajig. And that's pretty entertaining in and of itself. But burn damage and stands if you want a drag ruler.
Essentially, Staples gets replaced by the Lancer clone that searches out him. Well, actually, no, he is a Lancer. My bad.
yeah. So I guess that just about does it. All in all, definitely a good deck. If you have the money to get the boss, everything else should probably just fall into place pretty easy.
What money? We didn't drop any money. What are you talking about?
Yeah, just those boxes and all, but
There's 2 boxes. That was it.
Not
This is trades.
expensive.
Hotel decks cheap.
Technically, you
cards.
don't even need those to be Revengers.
And then everything else is common or rare.
Yeah.
Yep.
If not, modified trial deck because this guy's a beast and just more Revenger promos.
You can play Diarmoid for a simpler deck that can actually use stands to an extent. Hell, it can use Karen.
That just about does it. So, next time maybe we'll get some more decks to profile.
Well, set 13 will have 2 for me.
Set 13's coming out. Character pack 1 for Buddy Fight coming out.
13 next month.
Yeah,
My
13.
angel's
All right,
final
13.
form
Yeah, so
is
13 and
insane.
Booster 2.
Wait, no, it's not next
No,
month.
no, it's in May.
Okay, May. Okay. All right, so I guess the order is going to be this month, next week actually. We'll might be able to make a deck for Buddy Fight to go up. And the month after that will be probably more Buddy Fight because Booster 2 is released,
Some
and then
Oracles.
and then Oracles because we'll get our extra booster for.
Oh boy, I can't wait
for
to
that
show
month.
off my deck.
Can't wait to finally give my sisters everything they deserve. To teach that freaking grade 2 lineup a lesson. And then betrayers of everything that Chocolate stands for. And then in May we'll get to stuff for 13. And then in June, the vagueness will arrive.
Damn it, we can never have a break. Bushiroad, stop.
Yeah, it's one thing right after the
No
other.
rubber YOLO style.
Well, at least we don't have to worry too much about that. I mean,
I don't get that much time to see
I think Buster Extreme would probably be a quick do. Basically, run everything that's Beastiety and Extreme.
All you really need to do is play Extreme Lumo Dragon.
Yeah, it's
Could.
yep. You do that if you just really like break time. Just go with the both X Busters. You could even run all 3 X Busters, but that's another tale. So that just about does it. Till next time, everybody. Yeah, I got nothing.